How Night Came from the Sea is a story from Brazil. It is retold by Mary Joan Gerson. I would like you to use this title and illustrations to preview the selection and predict what it will be about. What do you think is the story about? Today our goals are to identify the literary elements of the story and to find the meaning of words through context clues. The genre of the story, How Night Came from the Sea, is a myth. What is a myth? A myth is an old story passed down through word of mouth. It explains the reason for something in nature. The characteristics are often gods, goddesses, and humans interacting with natural forces. The plot revolves around one incident or a few incidents. The setting is often vague, such as long ago and far away. Now it's time to read. Are you ready, kids? Long, long ago, at the very beginning of time, when the world had just been made, there was no night. It was always daytime. No one had ever heard of sunrise or sunset, starlight or moonbeams. There were no night creatures such as owls and tigers, and no night flowers that secretly opened their petals at dusk. There was no soft night air, heavy with perfume. Sunlight always filled the sky. The light jumped from the coconuts at the top of the palm trees, and it gleamed from the backs of the alligators waiting at the edge of the sea. Everywhere there was only sunlight and brightness and heat. In that time, the great African goddess Imaja dwelt in the depths of the sea. And Imaja had a daughter who decided to marry one of the sons of the earth people. With sorrow and with longing, the daughter left her home in the deep ocean and came to live with her husband in the land of daylight. Imaja's daughter loved her husband, and she loved the magic of daylight that he showed her. The shimmering sand of the beach, the rows and rows of cocoa and sugarcane baking in sunlight, and the sparkling jewels and feathered costumes worn in harvest festivals. Which key features of myth are present in these pages? Now I want you to continue reading pages 382 and 383. After that, try to answer the questions. Which key features of myth are present in pages 380 and 381? And what did the author mean by saying that the sight of the workers hurt the daughter's eyes as well as her heart? When you are reading and see an unfamiliar word, you can use context clues or words around the unfamiliar word to figure out its meaning. Why are context clues important? First, they help us define unfamiliar or difficult words in text. They help us to become better perceptive readers. They come in handy during tests when a dictionary or the internet is not available to us. Types of context clues. There are at least 4 kinds of context clues that are quite common, like synonyms, antonyms, explanation, and example. Synonym clue. A word is used in a passage that means the same thing as the unknown word. Example. The underdeveloped country had many poverty-stricken or poor people. Poverty-stricken is followed by the definition poor, so the meaning is poor. It is set up by commas. Antonym clue. As the strike entered its 9th week, the workers had to decide whether to persist or whether to give up. Using the whether or combination like whether or not, that is the clue that there will be an opposite word. The opposite of persist is give up. So persist means to not give up or to keep going. For more practice, I want you to complete page 206 of your Readers and Writers Notebook. And here's the comprehension check. Number 1. The myth attempts to explain an element of nature. The setting is general. The characters are a goddess, her daughter, and the human her daughter marries. Number 2. The author wants to express that the daughter has tender nature. It bothers her to see the workers bent over day after day under the sun. The sunlight also makes her homesick. Continue reading the story and be ready to share what you understand in our next session. Thank you so much.